Today I've made a little experiment. I always write things myself, but this video will be voiced by an AI. I know, I hate those too, but they do get better every day. So check it out. If you have strong views on this, leave a comment. Here we go.
Buying Star Wars was a mistake. I know what you think. Hindsight is a 10 out of 10. Sure, you can say buying the Star Wars franchise was a mistake now, but at the time, well, you are wrong. What I mean is in general. Even if the competent men were in charge from day one, even if Kevin Feige was at the helm, sure, things would be much better, but would they be good enough to justify the gargantuan initial investment? Here are the reasons why I say no. First, after the initial boom, franchises usually have only one way to go, and that is down. The franchise process usually goes the same way. Spark of genius that hits the spot, find a tale people resonate with sheer luck, and a combination of the right people in the right places, something snaps, and lightning in the bottle is captured. The golden vein is found, and the profits, especially compared to the usually modest initial investment, are tremendous. It's show business, baby. Then they try to replicate the formula. As a rule of thumb, they generally fail. It's usually a reiteration of the original story with more of the same, more money thrown in, and higher production standards. Occasionally, and untypically, miracles happen, and we get an iteration of the story that is comparable in quality to the original. Movies like Terminator 2, Aliens, or Godfather 2. Lastly, we get an IP exploitation phase where we generally get crap. Examples are numerous. Aging and disinterested core audience. Although the nostalgia niche of the boomer market of people who desperately want to relive the magic of their childhood indeed exists, it's getting smaller every day. Boomers are getting progressively more disinterested, disappointed, or not alive. Toys used to be a significant part of the franchise's income. Today, kids don't play with toys, they play with phones. Hence, massive phone gaming emerging markets. The Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge theme park attractions were supposed to be a big win for Disney, and while they've been successful in drawing crowds, the return on investment has been more moderate than expected. Let's put it like that. Disney Plus and streaming. Moderate success, but it hasn't brought in the kind of new subscriptions or constant buzz that Disney might have hoped for. Creatively bankrupt. Star Wars is an old story now. Taking it in a new direction isn't easy. Reinventing the old inevitably compares to old movies that were better, and going in a new direction angers the hardcore fans. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Andor proves this. The show is Star Wars adjacent and of high quality, but very few people watch it. Summary. Star Wars is a story that has already been told by someone else. Sure, you can make a TV show or occasional movie, but getting a brand new franchise, preferably a book, and doing a proper job on it from day one could prove equally profitable and not require such a massive investment. Game of Thrones showed us that. I say they overpaid for it. They jumped the gun. They were swayed by cultural impact and brand recognition, but that doesn't equal future potential. I bet they would think twice if they knew what they know now. I'm not saying that overall it will be a net loss for Disney. It won't. If anyone can capitalize on massive IP such as this, Disney can. But all I'm saying is, when I discuss ChatGPT on these issues, there is a lot of corporate buzzwords like long-term brand value and synergy with other Disney assets, which all outline potential that may never materialize. Almost as if I hear Disney executives in the background, no, this is fine. Disney's ability to expand and capitalize on the Star Wars brand has more than offset the initial purchase cost. I bet you that this was in no way as profitable as they imagined and expected. And now they have the $4 billion IP and nowhere to take it to. Anyway, these are just my 2 cents. Take it as you will. Thank you for your time, and your engagement with the video is appreciated.